Congratulations on the win, Coach Neu. If you could give us your thoughts on today's game, we'll start that way.
Yeah, just proud of our football team, proud of our guys, proud of the fight, proud of the effort, proud of the mindset on the sideline. Certainly the game ebbs and flows. So proud of the defense for delivering in a critical situation. Obviously, I put us in a bad position from an offensive standpoint there in the fourth quarter primarily. And I'm proud of the guys. It was a huge punt by Nate Snyder. And then our defense just was incredible, awesome, delivered when we needed to. And so just proud of our guys, proud of our team, proud of the guys that are seniors. First win at the Glass Bowl for Ball State since 2012. We're in the winners bracket. That's all that matters more than anything else is we're leaving the Glass Bowl here 1-0 on the weekend. And we're not done. Our guys know that we got to keep grinding on to the next one. We'll be on that bus. It'll be a great ride back home to Muncie, Indiana. And I love this team. I'm super proud of these guys. And, we're just going to continue to work and get better and make sure that we make the corrections that we need to make. And it's on to the next one.
Thank you very much. We'll start with Ian Hansen, and then we'll go to Mason Plummer.
So what was, without having Caleb Huntley, can you kind of talk about the message you gave the guys before the game just to kind of have that next man up mentality?
Yeah, when you lose a great player like that, certainly it can, obviously guys, it could cause some concern, but I'm just proud of our guys because we have, Caleb's a special player, but we have other players on our football team that are special players as well. And when their opportunity presents itself and when they're the next man up, to see those guys go out there and deliver. I thought Ty Evans did a phenomenal job today. Justin Hall, we asked him to have a few more carries there. But I thought those guys really did an excellent job. And certainly it all starts with the guys up front in the trenches. And, those guys are the ones that deserve the credit and certainly never get enough. But just proud. Ty was ready. He was anxious for this opportunity, and I was proud of him to see him go out and perform the way he did.
And then going a little bit more in depth with Ty, can you kind of talk about his preparation and what made him so prepared to have an 100-yard game and fill that void that was missing with Caleb Huntley?
He just works hard. That's the one thing that he certainly hangs his hat on. Ty he's on our leadership council. Certainly is a phenomenal young man and, works his tail off on the practice field. When you're behind a player like Caleb Huntley, sometimes that could potentially get frustrating, but that was never the case with Ty. He just worked hard all the time and always had a great attitude. And, certainly he wanted to get on the field. He was anxious and eager to get more snaps. And it was just, I'm proud of him because he went out there today and he delivered. Toledo was the best team that we played on our schedule to date. And it's all you can ask of a young man is go out there and perform and give the best of his ability. And the first time that his number was really called as a starter.
And then
let's go to Mason Plummer.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
So what does a win like this do for your team's confidence heading into the remaining 2 games of the season where you can really control your own destiny and really make true that trip to Detroit?
Yeah, we're in the winners bracket. That's something that, we know how critical it is when you talk about playing a shortened season the way it is. They all matter. The MAC West is an unbelievable division, very competitive from top to bottom. So, it's one of those things. That's all you can ask is to be in a position to control your own destiny. And so our guys are just going to continue to work hard. We're ecstatic to get a win out of today, but, we've got goals and, we'll get back to Muncie. It'll be a great bus trip back home. And then we're going to be attacking Central Michigan and we're on to the next one. And, we'll be back at it, getting the recovery process started as quick as we can tomorrow. And then it's on to the next one because it'll be another tough opponent. And, we're going on the road again.
Let's go to Jordan Gusky.
Hey, Mike, I know Caleb was a game-time decision. At what point really was that final determination made? I guess when was that made? Because I know he was on the field out there with you guys. So when was that final determination that he wasn't going to be able to play made?
Yeah, we were just kind of holding out hope for pregame warm-up just to see how he felt once he suited up in pads. And, he got on the field there for pregame just to see, okay, how do you feel? Do you think you can give it a go or not? And just he couldn't. The young man was obviously torn up. He wants to be there for his teammates. He loves his teammates, and he just couldn't do it. And we knew that that was a possibility. And again, can't say enough about our football team to rally and know that hey, we got to take it upon ourselves. We're missing a special player like that on the road here, and guys stepped up all the way across the board. You talked about the performance here, the defense. That's championship caliber defensive play right there. And to see Ty step up and deliver the way that he did, certainly proud of him and proud of our guys for just handling it. Not panicking at all and just going out and performing.
And in that moment where that determination's made that he's not going to be able to play, what goes through your mind? Do you just start thinking of, giving Justin the ball more like you all did, or Ty, or just what the offense is going to be like without him out there? I guess what goes through your head in that moment when that determination's made?
Yeah, certainly to some degree you've been spoiled. When you hand the ball to number 2, positive things are going to happen, and you get spoiled. You kind of lean on your security blanket sometimes too much, and so. But you talk about the performance by Justin Hall, not only in the passing game from a receiving standpoint, but what he did with the ball in his hands. In the backfield too. Ty. He steps in and he's got 100 yards in his first start. That's pretty special. And Donnie stepped in and had a couple carries. Drew had some big runs there to extend drives. And so again, just guys knew they had to step up, and that's all you can ask for. And obviously we relied a little bit more from a passing game standpoint than we had in the previous couple of weeks, and they're ready for that. Drew's ready for that. Receivers, we got a special group of wide receivers that you're just getting the ball in their hands and letting them do their thing. So again, just my hat is off to our team, to the guys for knowing that, hey man, we're going to be without number 2 today, and guys stepped up all the way across the board, and the credit goes to those guys.
We'll stick with Jordan if you have anything else.
Yeah. Okay. I guess during the week, since, I know Caleb didn't practice over the weekend, I'm not sure how much he was involved during, the week of preparation. Were you putting in all these different sort of other plays that you went to today with Ty and with Justin, with others, just in anticipation, if he wasn't able to play?
Well, nothing really changed with what we do from a run scheme standpoint with Ty. Ty stepped in and played, the role that Caleb Huntley would play. They have different strengths and weaknesses, all those things. But we utilized Justin in the backfield a little bit more. It wasn't that we just said, hey, we've been practicing some of those wildcat plays. A year ago, we used Walter Fletcher in that situation. So Justin was a guy that we've been repping that. We just hadn't, we hadn't gone to it as much in the game. So he did a great job of stepping up, when his number was called that way. And again, we practice, certain plays, a couple weeks in a row there and all that. And we knew it was a possibility. And even last week, when Caleb was limited with what he could do in practice, these guys have gotten a lot of reps, and it was good to see him go out there and execute with a lot of confidence.
And then last question I got, just, I know you also have 2 more regular season games left to play, and potentially the MAC after that. Max Hunter game after that. But I guess in this victory, you all ensured that this would be the first season since 2013 that Ball State is going to lead the regular season with a 500 or better record. I guess to be at that point, I know it's only a 4-game season so far, but just to still have that be a true thing, I guess, what does that mean to you, if anything?
Really just, I'm so proud and happy that we, got to 1-0 today, and we're still in the winner's bracket, and, we control our own destiny. I haven't even really quite honestly thought about that at all until you mentioned that. All I was thinking about was these young men that have sacrificed so much, that have stuck by each other's side during some growing pains, during some very difficult days. And they stuck together because they love each other and they believe in each other. And they knew they saw something in one another. And so we're just going to keep going here. We're going to let this grow. We're going to let the love grow when we leave out of here today. But we'll be back to work. Nobody's satisfied. It's, the job's not done. We watched an unbelievable video this morning about Kobe Bryant, and it was about him in the finals, and they were up 2-0, and he's like, so what? The job's not done. And so our mindset is just, it's on to the next one. We did our job today. We got to 1-0. Now we got to stay in the winner's bracket, and we have a great week of preparation here for Central Michigan, because we're heading on the road again next Friday.
Let's go back to Mason Plummer.
Coach, what adjustments did you see from Toledo in the second half defensively? The Ball State offense was on fire in the first half, but seemed to kind of slow in the second half. Was there anything you saw from them specifically that kind of slowed down?
No, and just really, I didn't do a good job in the fourth quarter there. We had some opportunities where, we were, in a position where we, we're trying to run the ball like we'd done in previous couple of games, and I didn't do a good enough job. I didn't put our team in a position to be as successful with some of the run calls. So that's on me. I got to be better in that situation. And, again, sometimes, when the game ebbs and flows, certainly proud of our guys the way the defense was battling and playing there in the second half, and to deliver a huge sack fumble there by Anthony Ekpe at the end was special, man. That's a special play by a big time player in a big time situation like that. And it was awesome to see the defense and what Coach Stockton was able to do all day long there to get 4 sacks to really limit them from a running game standpoint. They had 42 yards rushing. That's championship caliber defense there. And we controlled the time of possession, just didn't do a good enough job when we needed to run the ball and execute and grind out yards there in the fourth quarter. I didn't do a good enough job.
Let's go to Connor Smith from the Daily News.
Hey, Coach, when Epke was able to end the game with that sack, I just want to know what was going through your head at that moment, and what does it mean for you as coach?
Well, you know, I'm an emotional guy. So obviously when that moment happened there, just so proud. The first thing that crossed my mind, honestly, was obviously I'm glad Anthony Ekpe is with the Ball State Cardinals, but immediately my focus and my feelings were focused on our football team, the guys that have been around here for several years and all the hard work they've put into it. I'm glad and so happy for them to see, you know, a joyous moment there. It's been since 2012 here, and to see those guys, you know, the smiles, the jubilation, the excitement on the sideline, to turn around and be able to sing our fight song in front of our family and friends that were in attendance. That's all I could think about. And I was so happy for those guys.
Johannes Tyler, this was his third game, you know, with the touchdown, two touchdowns today. What aspect of his game were you most pleased with?
Well, he's got unbelievable size. And so when he gets himself in those one-on-one situations, obviously, you know, the first touchdown, he kind of uncovered. Drew gave him a chance to go up and make a play, and he used his catch radius, went up, delivered the deal. And then, you know, in the third quarter there, you know, we had a big shot down the field there to Justin on a, you know, little out and up play. And then Drew quickly got us into tempo at the line of scrimmage there, and he made a huge throw to Johannes there. That's such an unbelievable, you know, weapon to have. They got to pay attention to him from a coverage standpoint if they leave him singled up, and we got to take advantage of that.
Let's go one more for Coach, if anyone has anything.
Yeah, so I know at the beginning of the year you talked about how pleased you are with the depth and the balance you have on offense. Can you kind of talk about how that was evident here, especially without having Huntley?
Yeah, again, you credit the young men, you know, like Ty Evans, you know, like Donnie Marcus, that just stepped up when their number was called. You know, the next man up mentality, and guys have worked awful hard in practice, and they're ready. You know, the main thing, the key is Ty was ready for his opportunity. He believed in himself. He worked extremely hard in practice. You know, he's got a great work ethic, and you know, he made the most of his reps in practice the last 2 weeks when Caleb was limited, and he went out there on the field today and delivered against a daggone good football team. And so, just happy for him. And again, as a you know, play caller, you're trying so hard to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, and you love to have good distribution there where all the guys are having opportunities to touch the ball. It makes it hard to defend your team. And you know, you look down there, and obviously Johannes did his thing. Justin had some big catches. Antoine had an unbelievable one-handed catch there on a, you know, inside fade from the slot. Cody Rudy, you know, had some good catches there. So just you want to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. We got great players here, and you know, I try to just let them do their thing and let the QB go operate and do his thing.
Coach, thanks, and congrats again on the win.
Thank you, guys.
Drew Plitt should be joining us here momentarily. Questions for Drew. We'll start with Jordan Gusky from the Star Press. Jordan?
Hey, Drew, you know, I know you all said a great offensively. Yeah, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Can you hear me, Drew?
Yeah, I got you now.
No?
I had you.
Let's go to
Day off.
let's go to Ian Hansen.
I guess when you game that he.
We good? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So despite like not having Caleb Huntley, how does that kind of change your mindset of like, oh, I might have to pass more, even though Ty Evans had a great game? Just what goes through your mind there, and you know, as far as game plan?
Yeah, the only thing for me that goes to mind is next man up. So obviously having him and Will out, Caleb and Will, Ty was next man up, and you know, Ty's capable. He's a great player. treat him just like the ones as well. So he's a great player, and for me, no mindset changed. We just went out and executed our plan. That was all that mattered.
And then kind of going on the offense, like before the season, Coach talked about how he is real pleased with how balanced it is. So many guys stepped up today. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, just like we talked about before, with Ty stepping up, that's the depth that we have. That even though he may be second or third on the depth chart, he's good enough to play with the ones. He's good enough to start. So that's kind of the depth that we have. We have that everywhere: wide receiver, O-line, tight end, everything. So for us, I mean, that's just a great weapon to have and a great thing to have that we can fall back on whoever's next up because they're just as good as our ones.
Let's go to Mason Plummer.
Drew, speaking of your wide receivers, on the ESPN broadcast today, Devin Gardner likened Justin Hall to Tyreek Hill of the Chiefs. So what is it like to have a playmaker like that, and what are your thoughts on that comparison?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great comparison because you just want to get him the ball in his hands. Any way you can get him the ball, he's going to go make a play. There's a lot of times that I carry out a fake and I turn around and it's something you thought it was a broken play, and then he's getting 7, 8, 9 extra yards out of nowhere. So, I mean, just having him as a weapon like that is great, and you can do a lot with him, which is so nice.
Let's go to Connor Smith.
Hey, Drew. So after that first half, you're able to find a lot of weapons there on offense, but, especially in that last quarter, I just want to know from your perspective how you made that composure as, Toledo tries to go for that comeback.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just the defense did their job. We knew that they had our back, and we didn't execute to our best ability offensively. We understand that, but we knew our defense had our back, and we were comfortable with them and what they were doing because our defense played great today and stepped up in all situations.
Let's go to Jordan Gusky.
Okay, I think I'm back now. I just with Caleb was still on the sideline for you all throughout this game. I guess what presence did he provide? I guess was he talking to Ty and Donnie and whoever else? I guess what kind of presence did Caleb provide on the sideline for you?
Yeah. Caleb's a great leader. Like we said last week, he's a great leader and he talks, and we can feel his presence. We knew that he was a little banged up coming into it, but he was positive and did his thing, did everything he could on the sideline that he was capable of.
Thanks, Drew.
Anybody else for Drew?
Yeah, I have one. Drew, so now looking into these last 2 games of the season, you guys essentially control your own destiny and your ultimate motto of Detroit or bust. So what is that confidence like in the locker room? What is your mindset heading into these last 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's just on to the next one. We've been talking about it a little bit the last couple of weeks is staying in the winner's bracket. And for us, it's, winning, controlling our destiny, not putting it in the hands of somebody else. So now it's on to Central Michigan, get in tomorrow and the day after and get some early film on them and move on to the next game. So for us, I mean, that's all it is staying on track to DOB and stay in the winner's circle.
We'll take one more for Drew Plitt if anyone has anything. No, congrats, Drew. Great game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brandon Martin should be joining us shortly.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, this is Brandon Martin. We will take questions for Brandon. We will start with Connor Smith.
Hey, Brandon. So you're coming off a win, against a team that's, top 25 in the country in offense and defense. I just want to know from your perspective what this type of win means to you.
Well, it means a whole lot. And, when you hear about Coach talk about we have had a win in the Glass Bowl in 2012, that definitely got us into a certain headspace where we knew that they're a good football team and we're going to have to come in and play our best football. And just really happy with coming out with the win today.
And we were just kind of talking about how, this is, this first team in a while to finish over 500 and get to that mark. You've been on this team for a while. So what does that mean to you personally, if anything?
It means a whole lot to me personally, just because I know how much this football team has worked, and I know how important it is to these guys and to myself. It's a really good feeling to come out of the Glass Bowl with a win, and it just really means a lot, just because we work so hard and finally getting to show that.
Let's go to Mason Plummer.
Hey, Brandon, congrats on the win. So the Ball State defense, for the majority of the game, it seemed like you guys are really able to make the Toledo quarterback and the offense really uncomfortable today. How were you able to do that?
Well, I think it obviously starts off with Coach Stockton and his game. Understand that we're going to have to get after the quarterback and give all the credit in the world to the guys in the back end, being able to cover the receivers and obviously the guys up front for getting to the quarterback and making them uncomfortable and being able to make plays for our football team.
Let's go to Ian Hansen.
Yeah, so in the first half, your offense obviously was rolling, and then in the second half, Toledo's defense seemed to kind of step it up. What does it mean for you guys defensively to step up there and keep them from completing that comeback?
Yeah, well, I think it starts off with, Coach Stockton says, and Coach Neu says it all the time, we got to have each other's back. And having the opportunity to come out and play well. And obviously, we're going to play off each other. And in certain situations, we're going to have the offenses back and vice versa. So.
And then secondly, I know you got a little banged up. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Yeah,
You're good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Anything else for Brandon Martin?
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to Jordan.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Hey, Brandon, we were talking to Drew and Coach Neu about, the guys who stepped up for Caleb Huntley. Obviously, you're going up against them every day in practice. I guess from your, time with them in practice, what about Ty and Donnie and those guys allowed them to, step up as they did today?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing with those guys is they work hard. And the idea is as much as we love Caleb and he's the heartbeat of this football team, he couldn't play today, so somebody had to step up, and those guys did a great job. I mean, they worked so hard and they prepared for this moment, and they stepped up. They stepped up to the plate, and they played a really good game. And I'm super proud of those guys for all the work that they put in. And defensively, we face Caleb Huntley every day, but we face those guys too, and those guys are really good players. And I'm so happy they had the opportunity to show it today.
Let's go back to Mason Plummer.
Brandon, on that very last couple plays of the game, Toledo was driving. They had the momentum. What was your reaction like? Anthony Ekpe comes from behind, gets that strip sack. Would you just lead me through that play and just your reaction?
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about it and you know that, what kind of they're going to try to get the ball out of bounds. And kudos to the back end for keeping the guys, for covering the guys. But, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And kudos to Anthony for making a huge play for this football team, and when we get that type of play, I mean, that's big time. I mean, I told him after the play, I mean, that's a big time football play, and they're just super happy for him and proud of Anthony.
Anything else for Brandon Martin? Great job today, Brandon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.